Today we're upgrading our skid plate on our KRX4 1000, and we're going to show you how to install a Tusk Quiet-Glide skid plate on yours as well at the same time. So with this, you know, skid plate's one of the first things you want to upgrade on your side-by-side, especially if you're doing anything more than just going down a dirt road. And that's because, you know, you want to protect the underside of your machine. Even though the stock machine comes with a skid plate underneath, if you're doing any type of rock crawling or just going anywhere with rocks on it, those can bust through there and jack your stuff up. So if you want to prevent that, get one of these Tusk Quiet-Glide skid plates. They're easy to install. Let's get started. Now we have our machine on our side. We do not recommend doing this. We're just doing this to better show the process. What you want to do is get a set of machine ramps and drive right onto those. And that way you have a little bit of clearance to work on your skid plate. You can do this without doing that, but that's just going to make the job easier. So first thing you want to do is remove these two plastic panels towards the rear of the machine. We are not going to reuse this section of the stock skid plate. Everything else is going to stay on as it is. Next, we're going to take the rear section of the skid plate and set it in place. Now keep in mind that all of the hardware we're installing is going to be left loose until one of the final steps. And we're going to start with hardware group A. So this third row of holes, that's where it's going to go. And we've got 3 going in there and then 2 of hardware group A in the back. And that's going to be your M6 by 16 millimeter hex flange bolt and your cup washers. Next, we have hardware group E. That's going to be the nut plate. You should only have 3 of those. And then we've got our 5/16 inch by 3/4 inch self-threading screws and the cup washers. To install hardware group E, you're going to take your 5/16 inch by 3/4 inch self-threading screws. You'll go through the cup washer, then through your skid plate, through the frame, and you have these nut plates that go on the back side. Next, we have hardware group B in the front mounting locations. So that's going to be your M6 by 25 millimeter bolt through a cup washer. And then on the back side of the skid plate, you have one of the 3/8 inch thick UHMW spacers in each location. So we'll go ahead and thread all of those in. Moving on to hardware group D, you can see these mounting locations already have 2 pilot holes, but we need to drill them bigger. So we're using the supplied 9/32 inch drill bit. Now, as you can see, ours are already drilled out. So once you have those holes drilled out as big as they need to be, we're gonna go ahead and thread those screws in. Next, we're gonna remove the 3 bolts from the middle skid plate. You do not need to remove anything else on this skid plate. After that, you have 6 bolts on each rocker panel. So we're going to remove the lower bolts. Then you'll want to do the same thing on the other side. After that, you're going to want to locate your middle rear skid plate. Now for hardware group B, one quick tip is to use some tape on the spacer, and that's going to hold it in place while you install your skid plate. And since that hole is not exposed, I'm going to punch a hole right through it. Now, one more tip for you guys, as you set the sections in place, you can have a friend help you do that, or if you're by yourself, you can use a jack. And we're going to start with hardware group A. Once all that's loosely installed, we'll go to hardware group B, and last we'll install hardware group G. Hardware group G has the aluminum cup washer. It looks a little different. We're using the M6 by 25 millimeter button head bolt. Now towards the front of the machine, we have 2 more skid plate panels, and we need to remove 4 bolts from those. Now for the middle front skid plate section, we're going to install all of the hardware groups in the same way, but again, we have some spacers. So for both B and C locations, we're going to tape those spacers in place. Now we can hold the middle section up to the bottom of the machine. And again, we're going to start with hardware group A. We'll do hardware group B, then C. After that, we'll do hardware group G. Now for the front skid plate section, we're going to start with hardware group A, and I'm starting with the front 2 bolts, and that's going to be easier to get those in now, and then we can bend the skid plate down towards the back. Now for the H and F mounting locations, you're going to take the 9/32 inch drill bit that's supplied in the kit and drill out those 4 mounting holes, and there should be pilot holes already there from the factory. Again, ours have been drilled out already. Now for hardware group H, that's going to be your M6 by 20 millimeter button head bolt. You've got the aluminum cup washer, and then what's different about this one is you have the flange nut on the back side. For hardware group F, it's the Tusk cup washer. Then we're using the 5/16 inch by 1/2 inch self-threading screw. Now it's important to do hardware group F before you do group H, otherwise those are going to be really hard to install. At this point we can go back through and make any adjustments for optimal fitment and tighten all of the hardware we've installed down. For the next couple steps, we're going to drill into the frame, and just be aware that you don't want to drill too far. As soon as you feel that drill bit go through the other side, you want to stop and pull that out so you don't damage anything on the other side. Now that we have everything tightened down, we're going to go back to hardware group D on the middle skid plate. So to install this hardware group, you need to drill 2 holes. You're going to use a centering punch in both of these locations. We've already done that and drilled them out, but you're going to want to go ahead and use your 9/32 inch drill bit that came in the kit to do that. Now for the corners of this section of the skid plate, we're using hardware group J, and we're going to do 1 mounting location at a time. So what you need to do is have a friend help you push this UHMW tightly against the bottom of the machine. Then you're going to use a punch in hole number 1. You'll drill that out with the supplied 7/32 inch drill bit. Once you've done that, you can install hardware group J in that location. And then we'll move to the other side of the machine and do all of those same steps. So that's how you install the Tusk Quiet-Glide Skid Plate on your KRX4 1000. If you need one of these, you can click the link in the description below or just snag one up on our website. And if you have any questions about this install process, leave those down in the comments below. Now, we have a ton of different videos for these KRXs, so if you want to check out any maintenance stuff, you're going to want to subscribe to our channel and stay up to date on the latest content. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.